Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be sharpening some blades up and changing the oil filter on a Exmark Lazer Z 60-inch zero turn mower. And won't take long, pretty easy. I'll show you how to do it. Let's go. So I wouldn't recommend you doing this, but this is what I'm doing. So it's totally up to you. I ain't telling you to do it, but I didn't have any other way of lifting it. I'm at a friend's house and they said they've lifted it this way before. So I said, okay, well, let's do it. Hey, just to let you know, these nuts are a 19 millimeter. And if it's bad like this, you're gonna have to take a screwdriver and clean all this matted up, dried up mud and grass around here so you can get the socket on. I've already took one off, but I figured I'd show you one. And I had to clean all this dirt and stuff off so it would fit. So make sure when you take the blades off, you keep them in order the way they came off on the under the deck, because you want to put the same blade back on the same spindle, and because they've been like that the whole life of the blade. So for balance reasons and things like that, that's just what I do. You can do what you want. I always put the blade back on the same spindle. Okay, so normally, ideally would be to have this in a vise or use a bolted down grinding wheel on a bench, but I'm at a friend's house and I don't have that luxury, so I found this little wood stand here, and I'm just going to use the old hand grinder and we're going to sharpen this up. I actually prefer the hand grinder. That's how I always do it. I'm just more comfortable with it. That's just me, you know, do it however you feel safe and comfortable. But I like using a hand grinder. I also like to get as much use out of a pair of blades as possible, because if y'all have ever bought blades, man, they're outrageous. So I will sharpen blades to where they're almost nothing. But these aren't too bad, but you can definitely tell that they got tore up pretty good on some nicks and stuff. So I'll do my best on this. Sometimes if it's real beat up around in here, I'll take the grinder and just smooth it a little bit, and makes the edge a little bit better, because you can really see how beat up it is. It's really rough. So I'll take the stone and just go a little bit. That helps a lot. That's just me. That's the way I do it. Oh yeah, that is good. It's still got a couple of little nicks in it, but boy, you run your fingers across that, yeah, you can feel it. You can feel it real good. And I try not to take off as little as metal as possible, so I can always get another sharpening in it. But I didn't take that much off on that one. That's good. I've sharpened a whole lot worse than that before. This is a little trick my dad taught me. I do this. Now they do make a blade balancer, and I think Harbor Freight might carry them. But if you don't have one on you, you want to make sure that your blade, just take a round screwdriver, try to get it directly into that hole as possible, centered up in that hole, and the wind's blowing. But you want to make sure that it's not falling to one side real bad. Yeah, it's kind of hard to, the wind is terrible. So, because if it falls like that, then that means this side is heavier than this side, and I probably need to take a little bit more off. But this probably needs to be cleaned up. I usually clean the blades up real good, but I don't have nothing to clean them with, because this dirt and stuff can also affect the weight of the blade. So and if you don't balance them, yeah, see, that's pretty, yeah, see, there you go, that's good right there. So if you don't balance them, and one's heavier, side's heavier than the other, it's going to twirl off balance, and it will wear out your spindles quicker than normal. And so it's always a good idea to balance those. But like I said, they've got an actual blade balancer, and I think Harbor Freight's got one. So changing the oil on this is, man, probably the easiest thing I've ever changed oil on. It's got this hose here that swivels, and it just comes right over here and lays down in the back. All you do is just pull it out, and it's got a nut there that you hold, and you take that bolt out right there, and just drains right into the pan. And both of these are 11/16, so I just took a couple of wrenches, held it like that, and popped it off, and I loosened it up a little bit. Then your oil filter is right down here, right there. You just unscrew that, and that's how you get to it right there. I do that every time, I swear. I dropped a bolt every time down in there. I got a paper towel, I'll wipe it off. As soon as I get through draining really good and ain't dripping no more, I'll put the bolt back in there and tighten it up. So while that oil is draining, I'll go up here and start, I've already broke it loose, and I always put some paper towels down up under there, some mechanic towels, because it's going to be a lot of oil come out of there. I try to take it off as fast as I can and turn it upright so a whole bunch won't pour out, but it's still quite a bit comes out of there. There we go. Yeah, you can see it pouring out of there. There we are. There's the old nasty one. And I got the new one here, getting ready to put in. So this is the oil that they gave me at the parts place. That's what I'm using. They told me it was the correct oil for this. And what I like to do, I like to pour some oil down in there. And you don't want to pour a lot, because when you turn it sideways to put the filter on, it's just going to pour out. I'll pour enough in there, and then I'll rotate it around like that and let that filter soak it all up. And you can see it just kind of disappears in there, so at least that filter's all good and wet. And then make sure you put some oil around that rubber ring there. Helps when you're tightening it down. Sorry. You gotta get this thing going. There we go. There we go. All right, I got it down there. If you've never done any filming like this, you should try filming with one hand and working with one hand. Take some coordination and just hand tighten that down as tight as you can get it. And then it looks like my oil's through. It's got a little bit left. I'm gonna let it run a little bit more, and then we'll take 2 quarts of oil, and then we will put 2 of these in there. When you go to that filter, it's going to take up some. So what I like to do is as soon as I put 2 in there, I'll run the engine and then check it, make sure it's good. I did one just like she's got 2 of these, and I already did one and it was perfect. It was, the guy at the store said it's exactly 2 quarts, and he was right. Well, I hope this video helped you. Sharpening, taking the blades off and sharpening them and putting them back on and changing oil and oil filter. And if it did, leave me a comment. If you got any suggestions or anything, or something you think I did wrong or unsafe, you can go ahead and leave those too. I don't mind. A bad comment's better than no comment, I say, on YouTube. So I appreciate you watching, and hit that subscribe button for future videos I got coming out, and hit the like button and give me a little pocket change for some coffee. Helps the algorithm and on YouTube. I appreciate you watching again, and I hope you have a southern blessed day. Thank you.